Hi, my name is Donna Kidd and I'm from Petersburg, Virginia. And this is my story. It's a very common story like a lot of other Americans out here. Back in 2009, I actually received my pink slip where the company was actually downsized due to the economy. Now, during that time, as devastating as it was still a blessing in disguise. It afforded me an opportunity to be there to support one of my sisters who had been sick for a while and who was going through another major operation, and she needed someone to help her as a caretaker. So, whereas on one hand, you can look at this as it was a bad thing, but on the other hand, when it comes to family, I think that it was the perfect time, and so it was supposed to have happened when it did happen. So I'm very thankful for that. So now we've moved on to the latter part of 2009 going into 2010, just as I'm getting myself prepared to get revved up to get on with my life, to figure out what it is that I'm actually going to do, because my sister is better. My mother, she actually needed a knee replacement, which was something that in most cases, if you know anyone who needs a knee replacement, usually they put it off until they can no longer take it anymore, when it becomes unbearable. So, in order to prevent other siblings from having to adjust their lives because they're already in their careers and they're working and the economy has not affected them, I've took it upon myself to go there and help my mother out, to be there for her, to help her recover during this process. So I was very blessed. Again, I said, as devastating as losing the job was in this economy, and we're still trying to recover from it, I was in a position where it afforded me the opportunity to be there for my family. So now as I said, we're in 2010, and as I'm helping my mother out, and she's gotten to the point where she's able to go ahead and compensate for herself. The rehabilitation process is taking place. So now I'm able to focus more on what it is Donna wants to do. So, in the process of doing that, I had already been in research about an opportunity that was going to be great for our economy, due to our economy. So it caused me to get together, start having meetings. I did need a designer, web designer, and things of that nature. And of course, going into many contracts with people, sometimes people do look for percentages up front. So I had a savings so I took money and I presented it to them to pay the half to develop my website, my database, and the things that it was going to take in order for me to operate. Well, and going forward, and I have to say with a little hesitation, because that's a little bit hurt left from there, but you know, it's kind of working its way out. Well, in the process of me approving step-by-step process as we went along, 2 days before I was to go live online, and the first business day was going to be open because it was going to be an online service, I received an email from a gentleman who worked on my project, and it came not through the company's email but from another email, but I recognized the name. Well, this individual was asking me for payment that was needed to have been rendered to him, simply because he did not receive compensation for working on my project, and he informed me that the company that I was doing business with had went out of business. So of course, I'm in panic mode. So being in panic mode, I didn't know what to do, didn't know who to call them. Of course, you're not getting any answers. So here I am now at this point, because we were 2 days before going live. Full payment had been made because all of the steps were approved up until this point. We just had an appointment. I was told it was going to take about 20 minutes to get me on live, and I had already, in the back office before it went live, had already approved everything. So I was pretty okay with it. Okay, here we are. I've lost all of my money. We're in 2011 now. This is May 2011, because 2010 is when I actually started, and it was going to be a 6-month process, and so which took me into 2011. So now here I am, out of money, having to go and face my family and let them know that this tragedy had just happened to me, in addition to having lost the job. and the sympathy, but the good news is they have been extremely supportive the entire time. So, in the process of trying to pick up the pieces and move on with life, I took it upon myself to start looking into online marketing and things of that nature, because my previous background from corporate has me, my previous background, with corporate gave me the knowledge of marketing and sales. So I took that to do some work from home. All of a sudden in September, we're still in 2011, we get notification that our mother is not feeling quite well, and we noticed over the time that she had lost some weight. So, okay, well, mom's losing weight. We think she's getting healthy, but sometimes losing weight is always not a good weight loss. Well, right before Thanksgiving, our big Thanksgiving notice in 2011 was my mother had stage 4 cancer, and so it kind of turned our world upside down. Here I am in the process of doing some marketing work and from home, and also I received an email about this Master's Touch. So in receiving the email, you want to pay attention to that, but all at the same time, here it is, my mother, she's going through this transition, and it was nothing that could be done. So I knew that, you know, everything happens for a reason. So in getting this information, all of a sudden, you know, and excuse me if I begin to get a little bit emotional here, but that is my beloved mother. So after getting this information, here we are, we're caring for our mother, and you get the phone calls, she's not going to make it that long, and you watch her just waste away week after week. To watch someone lose anywhere from 3 to 6 pounds a week is extremely devastating, and it's nothing that you can do. You know, you spend the time with her. So again, here I am, I'm thankful, I'm blessed, I'm able to help support, and my other siblings were able to jump in and be extremely supportive of my mother the entire time, and through prayers and things of that nature. We lost her on Mother's Day, which we knew it was going to be our first Mother's Day without her, or our last one with her, and we did have her around half a day on Mother's Day before she left. But one of the things my mother did tell me before she had expired in our time together, as we knew that she was transitioning from this physical world, as she told me, Donna, whatever you do, don't quit. So one of the questions on the survey that we needed to tell about in this video is why we wanted this business for ourselves. Well, for me, I want this business for myself because I am looking to become more of a citizen again. I have a lot of value to add to people, and so with that being said, of course, I want to pick myself up and get out there, but also it takes a plan in order to do that. In the process, while I was waiting on my mother, and she was going through her transition, and before that I had ran across this program, which is the Master's Touch, and in the process of getting things prepared, believing in it and things of that nature, I had already started to put things together, and I'm glad I did, because one of the questions on the survey was, what is it that you're going to do? How are you going to promote the business? Well, because of my background with the corporate America, I was in the referral business. I headed up the referral field operations, which was the second highest category within the company. Repeat business was #1, and who you refer. So as I was presenting this particular opportunity to my significant other who's into the home improvement, I was sharing with him, here's a referral incentive program, which is a great way to market. In addition to ways that I would promote the business, is always sharing best practice, identifying those who are currently in business, and not necessarily reinventing the wheel, but actually going in and doing those things that already work. So those are some of the things that I want to do to promote it. In addition to that, one of the other questions was, what would this mean to your family? What this would mean to my family is absolutely financial freedom. And what I mean by that in financial freedom, it's not necessarily that anyone's looking to go overboard on getting, oh my goodness, I am so sorry, it faded out. Going overboard. Forgive me on that. I didn't realize it faded out. But going overboard on getting wealthy. But I have a sibling that's coming out of the military from retirement, and they don't know what they're going to do. I have the background in sales and marketing. I do have a church family, which I am extremely committed to. They are members there who are in the need of employment. Whereas with the company, I may be working the sales and marketing part on getting and identifying different opportunities of business. They would be the ones who actually go out in the field to do the work. So why should you consider me for this business? Well, no different than anyone else. I'm standing under this huge giant of opportunity. And under this huge giant of opportunity, I ask that you strongly consider me because I have a plan, and that's what it's going to take to work. In addition to that, is following best practices and given an opportunity to proactively partner with those who are currently in the business. I thank you for your time and your consideration. Again, my name is Donna Kidd, and I look forward to becoming a serious candidate for the winnings of the Master's Touch business. Thank you.